here. You know, I never thought I'd see a day where we'd have a U.S. president with zero moral clarity that cared more about re-election and losing the base of his party that has been so radicalized that they, after losing 1,200 Israelis in the worst terror attack in Israel's history, and then hearing the stories of rape and murder and hostage taking, that somehow the United States of America would not stand with Israel in their war to win against terror. In this particular case, not stand with Israel and their right to defend themselves against the #1 state sponsor of terror. I found that morally repugnant, repulsive, and frankly, probably the worst thing that Joe Biden has done as president, and the list is pretty long.
Well, Sean, I agree with you 100%, and so does everybody in Israel to an extent. Here's the thing. Biden's don't policy, let me make this real clear, is very dangerous in the world of counterterrorism. When we have an expression in Hebrew, Matay nilmad Aravit, or in this case, Parsit, which is Farsi. Biden not only doesn't speak the language, he doesn't understand the mindset in the Middle East. And the way things work in the Middle East is there's 3 languages. There's Hebrew, there's Arabic, throw in some Farsi, and there's strength. And you don't have peace in the Middle East, Sean, unless you have strength. Israel must counterattack Iran. They'll do it without the support of the United States. All I have to say is thank God Israel has a multi-layered missile defense system, because unlike Joe Biden's multi-failure policy with Iran, Israel will go on the offensive. Submissiveness and passiveness, Israel does not have the luxury for. It must be aggressive, and it's the only language that the Middle East understands, and we understand it. We speak the language, we know the culture, we know the mindset, and right now Israel is going to sweat those generals from the IRGC out, because the idea of getting killed is pretty bad, and we're going to let them sweat it out a little bit.
You support Israel and their right to fire back at the regime that took them on.
It's really hard to answer that question. I feel that the tensions are going to keep escalating, and I think this is going to turn into a world war, and that's what I'm very apprehensive
So Israel
about.
should just do nothing? And the #1 state sponsor of terror that has been funding the Houthi rebels, Hamas, Hezbollah, they get away with continuing, you know, all these attacks against an innocent democracy?
Well, I think if there are strikes, it definitely shouldn't be on, you know.
Sean, if I can jump in real quick, I'd like to say one thing to Elika. Sean, can I say one thing?
Real quick.
Israel dar kenore mardome Iran hast, which means Israel stands with the people of Iran.
I speak Farsi. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Well, maybe peace can begin right here on this show, because I feel sorry for all of the people that are caught up in all of this and living under the regime that believes